Welcome, and happy belated Halloween. I've tried numerous times to post my own little horror retrospective of my favorite Universal monster movies, but unfortunately, gonna fix the camera a bit. I have been unable to present it. Problems with iMovie have come up, so I'm not gonna have any clips or anything. So I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite Universal monster movies. And when I say top 5, I'm also going to, when I say monster movies, I'm also going to include human monsters, such as like Quasimodo or Invisible Man or something like that. Which, bringing that up, that comes to number 5 right now, The Invisible Man. I don't own a copy, I have it recorded. Yeah, you're probably thinking, and a lot of these aren't, these are all of the monster movies, not like stuff like The Black Cat or The Raven, or even though those are good movies as well. But why would I pick The Invisible Man? I think that there's a lot of potential for someone who is invisible, and to have someone as creepy as Claude Rains play him. If you don't know the story of Invisible Man, Dr. Jack Griffin, book, I think he's just Griffin, whatever. He checks into this little saloon, hotel, whatever, and owned by Una O'Connor, the actress. And he's all covered up in bandages, goggles, and looks like a fake nose, probably Michael Jackson's, I don't know. And he's working there, but there's a lot of people who are like, what's wrong with this guy? There's something that messed up. And they finally confront him, and he's just pissed off. And one of the coolest scenes ever that Universal has, I always love when Universal reveals their monsters. They always have a cool way of doing it. When the Invisible Man reveals he's invisible, he gives this little dramatic speech, and then he finally starts taking off everything and laughs maniacally. And there's just something great about Claude Rains' voice. I love that voice. Him speaking this like what's the best? I don't know the best way to describe it. It's just he's just perfect for the role. I'm told that. Oh, I want to get into the effects. The effects are breathtaking. I can't believe they came out in the 30s. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was the 30s. So I'm very impressed that they were able to pull off that Invisible Man effect, and I'm still not entirely sure how they did it. I read it like he was in a black suit. I understand there was a black background, and they used matte paintings, I think. I don't know. If I ever get into the film business, one of the first things I'm gonna learn how to do is make invisible people. That's one of the first things I want to learn how to do. And yeah, there are some annoying parts in The Invisible Man, like the Una O'Connor screaming constantly throughout the film. But it comes to the point where it's actually kind of funny, and I like that. There's the cowardly doctor, Dr. Kemp, who I don't think was really much of a coward in the original book, but that's whatever. And oh, Gloria Stewart is in this, and if you don't know who Gloria Stewart is, this might jog your memory. She is the lady who played the elderly Rose in Titanic. She's the leading lady in this movie, and it's pretty interesting to see her here. And I think that The Invisible Man does count as a very good, scary movie, because you never know where he is, what threat he could pose. Like, he does all this shit happens. Like, people do die because of this guy. And, like, just the best way that he even says it himself, that he could sell his formula to the highest bidder, and they could have an army of invisible men. I mean, what's more terrifying? So, Invisible Man, number 5. Number 4. The Phantom of the Opera. Yes. The Joel Schumacher Phantom of the Opera.
No! Oh my God, no!
That is the worst thing I'm leaving.
That's not even, there's no, you can't even ask.
I knew I'd find some use for that clip eventually. No, of course, I'm talking about the 1925 Lon Chaney film. There it is. And this was going to be the review for Halloween. My whole Halloween review is going to be dedicated to this. And I don't think I need to give any introduction to the plot of Halloween, the Phantom of the Opera. It is by far probably the greatest silent, great one of the great Universal movies. Even if it is silent, I don't care what people say. Silent movies are awesome. But it's weird because how can you pull off a movie that's about music and have it silent? Here's how you do it. You get Lon Chaney, this great actor who specializes in pantomime and expressions and facial features and gestures. That's how you do it. You get good dancers, good background dancers. You have elaborate sets that resemble the actual Paris opera. That's how you do it. And you can hear the music. I mean, there's music on the movie when you, like a piano playing. But when you see all this stuff, like you see Lon Chaney playing the piano, and you can hear in your head the music. It's great. I can't stop to raving about Lon Chaney. He is one of my favorite actors, by the way. I think his parents were both deaf and mute, from what I understand, and he learned through sign language, I'm pretty sure. And he's also, of course, most notably known as the Man of 1,000 Faces, because he applied all of his own makeup, and the Phantom, in my opinion, is probably his best makeup technique. I've done the Phantom makeup myself. Of course, mine is by far inferior than Lon Chaney's makeup. But basically what he did is he had proper grease shading around the eyes to make it look sunken in, around the cheeks, bald cap with some hair, and the nose was a little difficult. From what I understand, he had this material called fish skin, and he had it hooked up to his nose, and it would pull back right towards and he would hook it up to the top of his head. And he would also enlarge the nostrils with black paint. This was said to cause immense bleeding. So this man suffered for his art. It's really great, Phantom of the Opera. I highly recommend it, even if it's public domain. You can find it on YouTube. Very fun. I would continue talking about it because that was the Halloween review I was going to do. I was going to dedicate it all to Phantom of the Opera. Sadly, I couldn't. Maybe another time. Go check it out. And yeah, go check it out. The Wolfman. This is by far... Well, no, not by far. This is a tie. This is probably the best werewolf film you'll get. It's a close tie between this and American Werewolf in London. And maybe New Moon. Okay. So, but this wasn't the first Universal werewolf film. The first one was Werewolf in London, or another one called A Werewolf in London, and that had different style makeup and it was kind of like Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. But Wolfman has Lon Chaney's son, Lon Chaney Jr., in it, and he plays the Wolfman, and he starts off as like this likable American guy coming to talk to his dad because his brother died, and he's trying to make amends with his father. The father was played by Claude Rains, by the way. Nice. And I really like, although the horror aspect is good, what I really like is it's more, in my opinion, I find it to be about the relationship between the father and the son, and how they're trying to make amends, but how it's deteriorating, because after Larry is convinced he is a werewolf, he's trying to get doctors to cure him, or get people to believe him, and everyone thinks that, like, ever since Larry Talbot came here, all this shit has gone down because of him. It's all his fault. And so the father, Claude Rains, is more concerned about the family name than Larry in a way. And so near the end of the movie, spoilers, Claude Rains, or John Talbot, whatever, he actually chains Chaney to a chair and says, "Alright, I'm going to lock this door, you're not going to be a werewolf, okay?" But Chaney knows what's going to happen. This is my favorite part of the movie. He has this, early on, he has this silver cane that he bought with a wolf on it. And I have a not really good replica, but somewhat good. He uses it to kill the first werewolf, which was a werewolf called Bella, played by Bela Lugosi. Interesting. And he tells his dad, to just take the cane when the dad goes out wolf hunting, and Dad's like, why would I want the cane? And Larry's just like, just take it. And of course, Larry escapes and goes out, attacks the love interest, forgot what, Gwen, and Sir Talbot beats Larry with the cane, and he sees that his son is the werewolf, and he's just mortified. That's the best. I think the best part of the whole movie. That ending was perfect. And I love the Wolfman. I love Jack Pierce's makeup. We don't have a full moon. We don't have that good of a transformation scene. But I love Wolfman especially for that. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like the remake that much, because they really destroyed the father-son relationship. That really upset me. So Werewolf, definitely check out. That's it for part 1 of my horror retrospective. I'm going to do my final 2 on a different video. So see you at part 2.